In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Steel Toe Evening Show, our last one of the month? Week. That's what I wanted to say, the last one of the week. How you doing? How's it going? I tell you what, it feels like, so tomorrow it's Rumble Friday. We get down here, I rub the sleep out of my eyes. You guys start throwing in the links. We start having some fun. We start bullshitting. Before you know, boom, 10 o'clock. I'm out of here. Unless tomorrow I am offering noon if we get to 600 memberships, just because, holy shit, are those numbers taking off. We also went over 400 on YouTube today during Dong Watch. So now we're really, really close to 1,000 total memberships, which is bananas. Thank you. We've got a great show today. I think more than anything else, I think one of the reasons it's going to be a great show is because Alex Jones has lost his goddamn mind. I don't know if you saw it today, but Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes both started a YouTube channel again. They heard YouTube say, we don't like all the censorship we've been doing. We were under pressure from the Biden administration, so we want to get out of here, Flinty Gecko. So we wanted to start a YouTube channel to see if YouTube's serious about censorship, to see if they're really going to let people be free. And Alex decided to really get after it. We're going to show you how a little bit later in the show. When I saw it, I thought it was AI. I thought somebody was fucking with me. It's another one of those things where, kind of like the Biden auto pen on the wall of portraits, I was like, no, Trump didn't really do that. You know, I was like, Alex didn't really wear what it looks like he wore on his show today. And sure enough, he did. So we've got that for you tonight. We also had an amazing morning. As I said, Dong Watch was an incredible success. If you don't know what Dong Watch is, King Kong Dong, one of our longest tenured listeners, could not for the life of him get a membership on YouTube. And they were flying around. Hundreds of memberships gifted this morning on YouTube. And King Kong Dong could not get one. And we said, dude, your memberships are turned off. That's why you're not getting it. He screenshotted it. He sent it to me. King Kong Dong is allowed memberships on YouTube. So people just started gifting 5, 10, 20 memberships, 30 memberships, 40 and they're trying to get King Kong Dong his membership. And it took on not acronym. It took on the moniker Dong Watch. So as memberships come in on YouTube today, as we've opened our chat back up on YouTube, and you guys have been very funny, you know, I have to apologize, and I'm not apologizing on behalf of anyone. I'm just apologizing in general. Our mods have been running wild on YouTube, and you know, look, it's my responsibility to kind of rein them in. But I saw a lot of people getting their comments deleted on YouTube today, and I'd go look at the comments and I'd be like, that's funny. Like this show, like the shows that the sick and diseased people come from, they can't laugh at themselves. They're very serious and they get so mad. And like, this is the show that laughs at itself. We have a good time. We're self-deprecating. And a lot of that stuff was really funny. You know, somebody came in today. They were like, I used to hate you, but I realize all those other people are lying. You guys have a good time. You have a good sense of humor. And he said, I feel like a lot of the stuff that gets deleted, Aaron would laugh at. And sure enough, this morning, I was laughing at all of it. I thought it was great. So take it easy, cool it. Everybody's having a good time. I look way too much like my fucking dad tonight. It's actually fucking with me a little as I look into the, oof. This is one of those moments in life. Women have this moment, men have this moment where you start to look like one of your parents and you go, holy shit. I'm having that moment right now. Fuck, do I need a haircut and I need to lose about 15 pounds. That's it's, and I need to stop looking at the goddamn monitor. It's fine. That hair is a moving backwards, boys. All right, forget it. Who cares? So, Dong Watch did very well for the show, and since Dong Watch did very well for the show, and we have no more goals left this week, you guys got the overage from the morning show. So you guys are starting in double digits tonight. Thank you so much. And then Tuesday, we have no goal. So while every steel toe hater is super triggered about Tuesday all of a sudden, we are going to have no goal in the morning and no goal in the evening. And then I think there's Halloween. Wait, no, Halloween's a Friday. So the Thursday before Halloween is going to be a no goal day as well. So we're doing pretty well over here. I got to thank you guys. Let's go ahead and check out what's going on. Let's start with YouTube. The Dong Watch is back on. Flinty Gecko with $2. Says, your shirt is inside out again. No, it's not. You're not going to get me to look. My shirt was on inside out all morning long. All morning long. My shirt was inside out, and I didn't notice for 2 hours. And in fairness, none of you checked either. None of you noticed it. AA for Quitters writes in, he even checked Lamau. I did not. I did. I didn't. I did. I checked. I looked a little. Kelp Farming says Facebook and YouTube knelt to the woke crowd and the FBI forced them to suppress news about the Biden laptop. That's absolutely true. But at the same time, it doesn't matter because they got a chance to prove themselves today with Fuentes and Alex Jones. And Alex Jones really gave them a chance to prove it. And they bailed. They bailed and they kicked him out. No Pen 15 Fatheads membership going to Mac. Dong Watch has officially begun tonight. Chevmatic gifting a membership, and that one going to Hermes. So Dong Watch continues. Wally World gifting a membership to Scott. There goes my marker. Dong Watch continues. No Pen 15 Fathead gifting a membership, and it goes to Mr. Thapa. And the Dong Watch continues. AKA All Day says Aaron needs to grow an Alex Jones stash. I need to do no such thing. I would argue that I don't need to grow an Alex Jones stash. Gray Duckling says anyone else's YouTube video look fucked up? Just the guy with 4 chins on it. That's probably the only thing. Otherwise, I'm sure it's good. All of our connections are good. We haven't dropped any frames. We're looking solid right here. If you got a membership gifted, go ahead and throw one to someone else and let the Dong Watch continue. Hey, just because I got 2 chats going at once now that I'm monitoring doesn't mean I've forgotten about Rumble, our primary what do you call it? What do you call it? Primary format, not format. Primary streaming fucking platform. Primary platform. Rusty Grammar says, I've only unbanned people on YouTube. I don't think it's called YouTube, not YouTube. I'm sorry if you didn't know that. The last few months, I took the gay F words to the train station. See, now that's aggressive. To me, that's aggressive. We're all friends here. We're all friends. Das Optic Nerve says, what's Tuesday? The end of a long unnecessarily so road. That's what Tuesday is. All right. Rusty Grammar says, my deputies got power hungry and they've been put on administrative leave. Oh, shit. Hobo with some very encouraging words. He says, Aaron needs to grow in Alex Trebek stash. Thank you. And then die. Really, not only is that mean, remarkably over the top and unnecessary, in my opinion. Bambi Rose says he probably can't grow the mustache. Thanks. MSO says, add that shirt to your list of apologies. Thanks, pal. Thanks. Das Optic Nerve says facial hair is not in the Imholt bloodline. That's not true. My dad had a wicked mustache for most of my childhood. Ryan the Garbage Man says you need a Matt Walsh beard. Yeah, I mean, it covers up all his lack of masculinity, or at least tries to. Gurmy says, are you going to grow the Alex Jones mustache? I'm not. No, I'm not. You Need Me More says, how about a porn stash? No, I'm done with facial hair. I tried the goatee for 2 summers in a row. I hated it. Did it 2 summers in a row. This is going to sound gay. It's prickly. it's prickly and itchy, and I don't like it. It's not for me. I did one time when we shaved it off. When we shaved the goatee off, and I think it's, oh shit, she could really burn me down with this. April took pictures. She shaved it down into let's just say an Alex Jones, Charlie Chaplin mustache, and she took like 4 or 5 pictures of it out on the deck. So if she still has her same phone, she could go ahead and release that. That's for sure. She could throw it up. I'd laugh. If April just popped out of, and by the way, I fully endorse her leaving social media and just living a normal person life. I think she's smarter than all of us, but still, if she were to pop back up on social media just to go, fuck you, Aaron, and then release the pictures of me in the Hitler stash, I'd have a hard time not laughing about it. Gray Duckling with $2. Says, nice cum catcher. Goes well with the shirt. Why? Why? Chef Maddox says, you had the goatee because someone thought it was sexy. Is that why I did it? I don't recall why I did it. Numero Uno says, April, send the pic to me. I will release it. Look, it was so long ago. My reputation is so in the fucking shitter. I'm such the bad guy. Like, it's like Alex Jones. Like, I'm fucking irredeemable. Like, anybody's eyes I'm irredeemable in, that's not gonna hurt me, Some people see me as this redemption story. If you're a fan of mine, you're like, oh, he learned so much. He's in such a good mood and a good place. Blah, 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 blah. Fine, cool. If you hate my guts, you're like, hey, he's Hitler. He's the worst guy who ever lived. I wake up, I think about him. I go to bed, I think about him. I jack off, I think about him. Releasing a Hitler picture from years ago to any of those people, I don't think would change their minds very much. The people who love me would probably think it's my greatest bit I've ever done. And the people who hate me just use it as another reason to think about me all the time. It's okay, kids. Taste Fairy Ialto says a WWE wrestler got fired for sending pics to his girlfriend of him with a Hitler while he was shaving. They broke up and she released the pics. That's what I mean. It's like she's got him. If she wants to send him out there, Now you don't have to do, and now I don't have to do that awkward thing where if they ever come out, I got to do that thing. Oh, it wasn't me. Oh, it was edited. Oh, it was AI, whatever. No, it's me. I'm standing on the deck like this, fists on my hips, and I'm going like this. I'm pushing out the mustache, and she took a few pictures of it. She thought it was fucking hilarious. We both had a good laugh that day. And again, if those pictures came out publicly, this is me not denying it. I would just make one request of her if she was going to release them. Get paid. Get paid if you're going to release them. Numero uno would throw you a few ones and twos. Hobo says, why don't you just say, I fucked up, and the rest of the pack of idiots were right? They weren't. Dude, I don't have enough fingers and toes to count how many missteps, lies, bullshit, and copes that they've come up with. I don't know what to tell you. Turtle Steel Shell with $1 says, I think you're an interesting little goofball. Thank you. I don't think about you when the show isn't on, and I'm more than touched by the tism. Attaboy. Attaboy. Hobo says, you were doing a Captain Morgan pose if he was sponsored by milkshakes. How is that nice? How is that a nice thing to say? Hobo, you rack a discipline. Guys, thank you very much for the awesome start to tonight's show. Massive goal tonight. I don't know if you're going to hit it. It's the last goal of the week, and it stands between us and a perfect week for the toe. It's $90. I know. We dug ourselves a really deep hole this week. We buried ourselves. We've only got $90 left, and what's amazing about that is Tuesday, the morning show missed by 30. Evening show picked that up. Wednesday, morning show misses by 15. People listening afterwards pick it up, and then the evening show goes way over. And then this morning, it just goes nuts. I mean, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of memberships. Money just being dropped from fucking heaven, and then it goes into the evening show. So we've had kind of a wild up and down week, and it ends $90 away from perfection, and it ends with just that far away membership-wise, 60 memberships away from being at 600 on Rumble. So thank you, guys. Unbelievable. Appreciate it. All right, let's get into what we've got today. I saw this, and I don't care that people aren't going to care. I just wanted to show you what big news is in central Minnesota, where we live. In St. Cloud, Minnesota, market 190, 200, whatever it is. This is what is the big news, and I guarantee, as if they were writing about Steel Toe, this would be their most clicked on story they had. Cold Spring waits longer for McDonald's to break ground. I'm not shitting you. Not only is this a story on the front page of a news website in central Minnesota, but this is huge. Everybody's sharing this. I'm seeing it everywhere from different publications. It's on multiple publications. The fact that Cold Spring wants a McDonald's, and they're having all kinds of regulatory issues. You can't just buy a plot of land, get a franchise, and build a McDonald's. There's actually controversy and worry and discussion and debate about whether or not there should be a McDonald's in Cold Spring, Minnesota. This is our George Floyd. This is our Charlie Kirk. This is our massive story going on right now. This is our Somali fraud. Well, technically the Somali fraud is our Somali fraud, but you get the idea. A central Minnesota town is going to have to wait a little longer to be graced by the Golden Arches. McDonald's was supposed to break ground at 203rd Street South in Cold Spring this year, but that plan has been delayed. The restaurant chain was granted a special use permit in September of last year for its drive-thru. Now, I want to stop right there. The next time you decide to be liberal and a Democrat and all this, and you go, government regulation isn't so bad. Maybe we don't have enough regulation right now. Consider that a company needed to get a special permit from the city and pay that city money so that they could put a drive-through in to hand people cheeseburgers. Still don't think we're overregulated? If you want to build a fence on your property, you have to call the government and go, can we build this here? Now, I'm not talking about them doing the power lines and the gas lines and stuff like that. That's included in what you pay taxes for. I'm talking about getting a permit just to be able to build it. The restaurant chain was granted a special use permit in September of last year for its drive-through. McDonald's has applied for a 1-year extension for the permit, which will be voted on, or was voted on yesterday at the Cold Spring City Council meeting. So they were going to build a McDonald's. Then they had to get a special use permit so they could put a drive-through in. Then McDonald's said, oh shit, we're not ready yet. We're going to break ground next year. Can we get an extension on our special use permit? So they had to go back to the government, and the government had to vote one more time on giving them a special use permit. The planning committee approved of the special use permit, and McDonald's is expected to break ground sometime next year. So the big story in central Minnesota, I just wanted to throw that out for you guys. The big story where we are is that a McDonald's is coming to Cold Spring. But not yet. But they got their permit. But the permit's going to expire, but they got their permit extended. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to central Minnesota. Thank you very much to Plankton. Holy shit.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Well, guys, I got two pieces of information for you. Number one, the goal has been knocked out. Bad news, get 'em.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
And number two, we are only 42 memberships away from 600 on Rumble. Sandy Squatch says, I wonder if DQ is fighting the permit. Okay, look, whether you're joking or that's true, it's sad because number one, I could see it. Number two, we're such a small pissant part of the country that there's a DQ McDonald's war about who's going to be the burger champ in town. She says, I'm kidding, but I'm sure DQ doesn't want them. I had no problem believing what you said. No problem believing what you said. No Pen says Duluth talked about building a Popeyes for 3 years. It finally just opened. Now, do you think, or as Ali G would say, does you think, if the government weren't involved in the permitting, that all of these restaurants may have been built by now? Gray Duckling is saying, Todd, I think Aaron should do a jailbreak, but I'm banning you first thing. Oh, that's very funny. That's very funny. You know, I've had more than a few people after our successful return to the YouTube live chat. I've had more than a few people say, you know, maybe a jailbreak. The only thing is my mods are threatening all-out revolt if I jailbreak, and I have to respect their hard work. Anonymous with $15. Thank you very much, Anonymous. Oh, my God. Plankton. Plankton, you have to let me know, did you gift 20 memberships twice, or is that just showing up twice in my chat? Thank you, Plankton, if that is 20 membership gifts.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Holy shit, that would mean, now if that Plankton says, oh no, I did it twice. Well, thank you, buddy. That means Plankton is now officially at $200. You know, 50 more, Plankton, and we order you all of the merch, including the new mashed potatoes shirt I'm going to make when I finally get around to it. Also, Gray Duckling is at 205. That is more than 200. God, my fucking math is terrible. So, Plankton, you are in second place with 200. God damn it. Mersh is in third with 121. Wally World is now at 120 after gifting a membership. Miss Tay is at 105 in the cuck chair. Oh, my God. I have really made a fucking disaster of things on this leaderboard. Holy Jesus. There we go. All right, well, the goal is done for tonight. Thank you guys very much, and we're ahead by about... You guys pretty much have next Monday or next Tuesday night knocked out. Plankton says no twice, not on purpose, whatever. No more cancer treatment for my wife, I guess. If you want that $100 back, you just get in touch with me personally. I'll Venmo it to you, buddy, if you didn't mean to. Parlock with $2 says Charlie Chaplin was the one that ruined that mustache for me. You know, there was another guy who wore it, and, you know, he kind of wore it well. You know, he wore it nice. But then that fucking Chaplin guy, he comes in just like a cunt wearing that stupid mustache. All right, let's go to Rebel the Uncanny. Says if it's anything like Popeyes in most parts of the country, you ain't going to want to hang out there unless you like brawling with black chicks. I mean, it is one of my favorite pastimes. One of my favorite pastimes. Anthony, I upset Anthony Doobie somehow. He's really getting after it tonight. Oh, boy. Thanks for being a member, though, buddy. I appreciate your support. Some people, they don't know what they'd do without the toe. And Anthony, we're going to make a fan out of you yet. A fan out of you yet. Oh, what is this? Someone just writes, seriously. What seriously? What did I do seriously? I don't know what serious. Oh, they're mad because we hit the goal a long time ago and I didn't take it down off the YouTube chat. My bad. Again, Anthony, thank you for making yourself a member. You're the absolute best, buddy. He keeps saying he got gifted the membership, but we all know the truth. Come on, Anthony. You got a sense of humor. Lighten the fuck up, pal. Did you see they're trying to make... This was really gross. They're trying to make Charlie Kirk coins. I'm not okay with this. The Charlie Kirk coin thing, the government is trying to mint, what are they, dollar coins after Charlie Kirk? This is disgusting. This is where it needs to, we laid him to rest. We had the memorial. Let him rest in peace. The Turning Point USA college trip is continuing. Megyn Kelly just did one. I think Michael Knowles was at the U of M or something like that. Trans people were out there pounding and hollering and screaming. We can move on. We don't need to go making money being minted off of Charlie Kirk. I fucking hate this. They always go too far with this shit. Legislation is being filed in the U.S. House to place Charlie Kirk on 400,000 silver dollar coins in 2026. This just seems crass. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys are going to fucking love this and you're going to think it's amazing and it's the coolest thing that ever happened. But I just find that when you start putting guys on, like if you want to put them on the $5 bill and that's going to be permanent, fine. But to create like special coins, it just seems very like ordered off the TV-ish, you know? These coins could have well done, good and faithful servant on one side and Charlie's face on the other side. They would be considered legal tender and have his full name, Charles James Kirk. It's being filed by Representative Abraham Hamadi and August Pfluger. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and President Trump would choose the coin's final design. Oh, get ready for it to be gold and gaudy. I don't like it. It's too much. Like, and also I feel like it cheapens the memory. Maybe I'm off base. Maybe I'm too sensitive when it comes to this stuff. But there's something about going overboard after somebody dies in this country that seems to be an American pastime. I really, honestly, I would have given people a 10 out of 10. Well, I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10 for how they handled the Charlie Kirk thing. There was a little too much of a cancel culture vibe. I think a lot of people use Charlie Kirk's death to play get back at the left for a lot of the cancel culture stuff. Outside of that, small gripe. I thought they handled it really well. There wasn't really any violence. They had a beautiful memorial service. The wife came off like some kind of soldier of God kind of vibe. So don't make the money. Don't put him on legal tender. It's gross. It's exploitative. And it's, like I said, it's a bit crass is all I'm saying. Gifted membership from Turtle Steel Shell. Thank you very much. Wait a minute. Didn't we get another 20? So that would be 21. We are 21 memberships away from 600. Thank you. I want to see what Numero Uno thinks about this. I'm going to scroll up because he's kind of our voice of the moderate on this show. One person, McBuster, says, how fucking cheesy. Numero Uno says Trump should release a Kirk meme coin and rug pull it. That would be hilarious. Just get a bunch of conservatives to throw in. Trump and all his business buddies own all of it. You know what he could do? He could take that $6 billion he wants to take out of our pocket and give to Israel, shove it up his own asshole, and he could do a Charlie Kirk meme coin, rug pull it, and give it to Netanyahu. I mean, shit, that's probably where it's going to end up anyway. But it's too much. Tim says just fucking sad, especially given his stance on the Fed. Yeah, I mean, if he was an anti-Fed guy, do you really think he wants them printing fiat currency in his name? You know what? That's a great point. What a shitty thing to do for the memory of Charlie Kirk is put him on fiat currency. Ugh. Oh, MSO. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't understand MSO. You mean so you can keep it on a string or make it like a necklace and put it like so you could put... I don't understand what you mean. Commemorative coins are nothing new. I know, but it doesn't, I don't know how to communicate it. It doesn't sound right. You know how some things you can't really articulate exactly like point by point why you think it's wrong. You just know like in your gut, like this is fucked up. This is too much. McBuster calling it the Charlie Kirk virtue signal coin. I don't disagree with that. Snigger Niggardly says cringe coin. Zionists trying to claim his martyrdom as their symbol after what they did. Eric Cartman says Charles James Kirk of the USS Turning Point aircraft carrier. He does kind of have a captainy name, didn't he? Bambi Rose says, can't let a tragedy go without making money, right? Root says, dude, it's a fucking commemorative coin. What the fuck ever. Bunch of boomers going to order during Newsmax commercials. That's fair. That's fair. Snigger Niggardly says, get your fellow Minnesotan Stu Peters on the show. He said Charlie got shot by the floor. Stu Peters is a Minnesota guy? He's welcome on the program. Numero Uno says, you killed the moderate. Now you get me. Good one. Brett McCart says, how about a Kirk Gold bar? How about a Charlie Kirk fucking candy bar? How about Charlie Kirk Skittles? How about Charlie Kirk toupees? How about Charlie Kirk whatever the fuck? You know what? Roots has a great idea. Fuck it. Go over the top. Sell it to a bunch of boomers during Eric Bowling's show. I'm fine with it. Steel Toe Potato Award. We're not making this about me. McBuster says Chrissy Mayer's all about it. She'd get one. I bet you. I got nothing against Chrissy, but I bet you Chrissy would order a Kirk coin. Carlos Cameo, yeah, I agree with you. They're basically canonizing the guy. He wasn't a saint. Like, he was awesome. He was great. If you're a conservative, especially if you're I think he has more of a religious impact than a political impact. A lot of people, myself included, are really inspired by his stance on professing his faith publicly. I think it's pretty cool. But I just don't. The coins and the damn near worship that they're doing, I don't know. I don't like it. Hobo says Aaron has nothing to do with what we're talking about, my friend. Aaron wants a Fat Albert coin. I don't. That's not. There's no way you could get that from what I said. Sam Show says they're turning him into a meme. Pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, all right. Thank you, Plankton. I did get your message. I will Venmo you $100 for that last one. Thank you very much. Goal still knocked out. You guys are still $25-$30 into next week. Thank you. I will, and also you're still 21 gifted memberships away from 600, technically speaking. So you're good. Rusty Grammer says, I only liked him because he put Christ first and the rest didn't matter. There you go. There you go. But this the Kirk coin, it's a bridge too far. It's too much. Hey guys, go ahead. We're just getting started tonight. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Oh, here's something for you. Jim Florentine is on Gutfeld tonight. Good for Jim. Go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and share the show. We appreciate you being here. Our last, we had basically no goal on Monday. We had basically no goal this morning. We got basically no goal tonight. What the fuck are we going to do with ourselves? Everybody always complains like, oh, he hit the goal early. I'm fucking leaving. He's going to mail it in. I'm not going to mail it in. I was just going to take off, if that's all right with you. I'm just going to, we made our money. I'm just going to just put it right there, just right in my back pocket, and I was going to head on out the door, if that's all right with you. Again, 21 memberships away from, what did I say? Away from 600, which is ridiculous. Over 270 people watching the toe at the moment. Push us up over 300. Let's call it another win for the toe. Thank you. JD Straight Shot gifting a membership says not turning over the files looks more guilty. I mean, yeah, and that's the other thing. The more all of this stuff happens, the more we get away from everything else. And then the Kimmel thing happened, and then Trump pitches $6 billion to Israel. And then, hey, look at Charlie. Every time they start talking again, every time they start going, all right, great. That was a great memorial service. That's, we're all one nation under God and whatever. What about those Epstein files? Isn't Jimmy Kimmel a piece of shit? Look at that guy. Oh, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, real piece of shit. Fucking hate Jimmy Kimmel. Boy, he's the worst. All right, they're done with his suspension. He wants to come back. Say, what about those Epstein files? Don't you guys want a Charlie Kirk coin? I mean, yeah, I guess I'll take a Charlie Kirk coin, I suppose, but I really wanted to see those Epstein files. Oh, my God, Israel nuked Iran. How are they going to keep distracting us from it? Loaded Wrench with $2 says Nicolas Cage, Charlie Kirk, conspiracy. Seen it? What? All right, he says, saying that makes it seem like Aaron is only in it for the money. Like he doesn't really love us. Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. See, now, alrighty, I feel bad. I feel like I made a joke that made me feel good at the time, and now you're saying you don't feel love. I don't like that part of myself. And you know what? I'm going to venture to be better. I'm going to venture to be better. Rebel the Uncanny says, I've been hating it like hell that you and Cumia had words, Aaron. Any chance of a reconciliation? We didn't have words. I made fun of him, and I also pointed out something very accurate. I pointed out a very accurate hypocrisy. He got mad, and he started throwing barbs at the guy who he used to pay to do shows and guest host his show while he was in the hospital dying. I mean, I know where it's coming from, so it doesn't bother me at all, and I'm sorry that I upset him. I didn't know the joke comparing his criminal happenings with women and my, issues I've had in the past and how that might be looked at differently. I didn't know that was going to upset him. I apologize. I apologize for that very passive-aggressive Jewish apology I just gave. All right. Speaking of Mr. Kirk, $5 from Plankton. Thank you very much, buddy. And thank you for all the gifted memberships today. Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. Hold on. Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA is continuing with their I fucking hate when you guys send me TikTok links. I don't mind the TikTok links, but Jesus Christ, they are fucking awful to rewind and play and shit. Megyn Kelly was their guest last night, and Megyn Kelly is, she is more of a firebrand than Charlie Kirk is. Like Charlie would be very patient with these college students, whatever. I feel like if you get clips of Megyn Kelly at like a debate, she's gonna tell you to go fuck yourself or that you're full of shit and like things like that. Megyn Kelly compared to Charlie Kirk is kind of more of an aggressive type. And that's one of the things about them killing Charlie Kirk is, numero uno made the joke, you killed the moderate, now you got me. You understand that like, now the world is more open to the Tucker Carlsons, the Megyn Kellys, the Nick Fuenteses, the, people like that. Charlie was a nice guy. A lot of these other people kind of fucking pricks. And now you've unleashed them under, behind the shield of Charlie Kirk. Nuke Tampa Now with $1 says, N-word, can we pay for your drinks at the next anniversary show with Charlie Kirk bucks? I mean, they did say they will be legal tender. So perhaps you can pay with Kirk bucks. All right. So Megyn Kelly has a face-off with leftist students, and you knew this was going to happen. At a lot of these turning point events, you got a lot of pro-Charlie guys, especially after his death. But there's going to be, and I think the liberals that came up to ask questions during this event, I think they deserve a little bit of credit because people are not in that crowd. People are not too welcoming of that point of view right now. They literally see it as the thing that killed Charlie Kirk. So let's see, first of all, how this kid was treated. And second of all, if Megyn Kelly gave him the old dominatrix butt fucking.
Why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed.
That's kind of a wild mental gymnastics, isn't it? Your president that got his rhetoric got Charlie Kirk killed. Really? The guy who got leftified online with the furry trans boyfriend, he was listening to a lot of Donald Trump and kind of took his rhetoric and with Donald Trump's rhetoric went, I should shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck. Okay, this is kind of like I was watching a clip of Hillary Clinton today, and Hillary was saying, now is not the time to point fingers. And literally in the next breath, she goes, and the right is really bad with their rhetoric, and all the violent rhetoric is coming from the left. Right after she says, now is not the time to point fingers. I don't think she finished her sentence. I think she meant to say, now is not the time to be pointing fingers at us. But let's continue. This guy, I'm sorry, I got 6 seconds into the fucking clip and I already hate the kid.
Why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed. We saw his rally recently. He said, I hate my enemies. Stephen Miller said similar things.
Keep on rocking me, baby. I don't know why you got to bring Stephen Miller into this. All he says was, all I heard him say about it was, a big old jet airliner, don't carry me too far away. Sorry. I can't help it. I'm not fucking talented. I don't know what you want from me.
How can you support him when he contributed to what got Charlie killed?
Assumes facts, not evidence. What you said is not true.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans. Now, you know what? Before I just say bullshit, I bet you could, if you adjusted the metrics and you manipulated the metrics and, certain, I bet you could come up with that number. I just don't know how honest of a number it is. There's a difference between a number being factual and a number being honest. And both sides do this. This is a Republican and Democrat thing. Whenever you hear like 80% of Democrats or 80% of Republicans do this and it's a bad thing, I would look at the formula and how they came up with that number.
Okay.
Look it up.
That's not
DOJ
true either.
just pulled it. The DOJ just pulled it from their website. DOJ just pulled the study from their website because they're
You guys think the DOJ just pulled the study from their website? Kid needs to take his pills.
delusional.
That's not true because
They just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you
the
pull
DOJ pulled it from their website.
All right,
Once you
no,
pull
no,
the crazy-
wait a minute. There's a way to, bring the temperature in the room down. 70, I'm going to go right to it. 70% of political violence, Republican. 5 days ago, PBS, what the data shows about extremist violence. Let's take a look and then we'll get back to the clip. I think this is important. I think even though we're a show that goofs on everything, I think when we can step in and help and clarify things and everything, I think we should. I think we should clarify. After September 10th assassination of political activist Charlie Kirk, President, this is what happens when you guys hit the goal early. President Donald Trump claimed that radical leftist groups foment political violence in the U.S. and they should be put in jail. Stephen Miller, Keep on Rockin' Me Baby, went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma. Policymakers and the public need reliable evidence and factual data to understand the reality of politically motivated violence. From our research on extremism, and this is PBS, it's clear that the president's and Miller's assertions about political violence from the left are not based on actual facts. Based on our own research and a review of related work, we can confidently say that most domestic terrorists in the U.S. are politically on the right, and right-wing attacks account for the vast majority of fatalities from domestic terrorism. What are we calling domestic terrorism? When a trans person shoots up a school, I'm guessing we're not calling them a lefty, even though you can assume, and that's an act of terrorism. The understanding of political violence is complicated by differences in definitions. That's fair enough. Political violence in the U.S. has risen in recent months and takes forms that go unrecognized. During the 2024 election cycle, nearly half of all states reported threats against election workers, including social media death threats, intimidation, and doxing. Kirk's assassination illustrates the growing threat. Man charged with the murder allegedly planned the attack in writing and online. Isn't that convenient for the FBI? The other politically motivated killings included Democratic Minnesota State Representative and former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband. Now, that guy said that he was doing it for Tim Walz. I don't think that's something a Republican would do, but okie dokie. This article relies on some of our research on extremism, other academic research, federal reports, academic data sets, and other monitoring to assess what is known about political violence. Support for political violence in the U.S. is spreading from extremist fringes into the mainstream. Threats can move from online rhetoric to actual violence. Now, see, for me, this is like shooting, beating, kidnapping. This is like physical, real-life shit. Not who's writing more mean shit about who online. I mean, yes, you can be cyber stalked and cyber harassed and all that, but I would put that towards a different crime, not political violence. The FBI and Department of Homeland Security define domestic violence extremism as threats involving actual violence. They do not investigate people in the U.S. for constitutionally protected speech. Aw, shucks, right? So, three differences. They're going a long way to explain themselves here. In the first half of 2025, 35% of violent events tracked by the University of Maryland targeted U.S. government personnel or facilities, more than twice the rate in 2024. Right-wing extremist violence has been deadlier than left-wing violence in recent years. Based on government and independent analysis, right-wing extremist violence has been responsible for the overwhelming majority of fatalities, accounting to approximately 75 to 80% of U.S. domestic terrorism deaths since 2001. I'm going to guess that we're calling it September 12th, 2001. Illustrative cases include the 2015 Charleston church shooting when white supremacist Dylan Roof killed 9 black parishioners. Well, see, in my opinion, then every trans shooter's got to be put on the lefty side. 2018 Tree of Life synagogue attack in Pittsburgh where 11 worshipers were murdered. The El Paso Walmart massacre in which an anti-immigrant gunman killed 23 people, the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. You mean the inside job where they got McVeigh as a patsy? That one? You mean the Oklahoma City bombing where if you do believe McVeigh and Nichols really did pull this off on their own? Of course they did. Watch Coop's documentary on this. It's pretty good. You really think that was just an uninvited terrorist attack? The guy said in his own words, our own government killed Randy Weaver's family and slaughtered a bunch of women and children in Waco. That's why he did it. I'm not saying it makes it okay, but it's not like some right-wing crazy guy just bombed a building one day for no reason at all. By contrast, left-wing extremist incidents, including those tied to anarchist or environmental movements, have made up about 10 to 15% of incidents and less than 5% of fatalities. Yes, but what percentage of tomato souping copies of the Mona Lisa? It's an important statistic. So, I don't know. I think if you go back to 2001, you could make an argument that the right wing has committed more acts of terror in this country, but now we're going the last 25 years? I mean, you understand if we went back to 1995 and made that same statistic in 95, you would count the Kent State shooting in that? That just seems like a long way off. All right. All right, let's accept it and see what Megyn Kelly says. First, Chev Maddock with $1 says he's just proud of himself for being able to use the word rhetoric when it was on his word-a-day calendar. Well, you know, look, we all got to grow. And we all got somebody on YouTube, who was it? Slippy Mackey, his big comeback to PBS on that study. Study D's nuts. I missed YouTube. Dante, study Mwang. See, this is the kind of intelligent political back and forth we need in this country. This is what I've been missing. I don't know. I mean, you have places like, I wish these places like PBS, and I wish they would listen to the other side of this country when it says, study Mwang. Jellyford to Smelly says 70% of the time, it's conservatives every time. All right, let's get back to Megyn Kelly talking to the kid at Turning Point USA, this very high-strung young man yelling at conservatives with his fucking crazy eyes.
Disease out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Google it.
We have had.
Wait, we missed it.
They just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you
the
pull
DOJ
the
pulled it from their website.
Once you pull the crazies out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Whoa. I got to back it up. This is where I might not be as right-wing as the rest of you. Megyn, you're kind of doing the same bullshit PBS does. PBS just kind of cherry picks their data so they can make it more right wing. You can't just say something like, whoa. Once you take the crazies out of there, it's left wing violence. Dude, it's murdering people based on your political affiliation and their political beliefs. They're all fucking crazies. If you're going to take the crazies out there, out of this data point, then you can't include the trans shooters. They're fucking nuts. Anybody who's going to go into a school and shoot a bunch of kids is by definition a lunatic. That is just so not like a scientific retort. I like our guy's responses better. Study Mwang. She would have been better off going with that. Once you take the crazies out of there, it's Democrats, which that doesn't help your point. So you're basically saying your side is full of crazies. Ugh.
Google it.
We have had
every single person in the audience. Google it right now.
You know, this is
Say please, Dick.
This is how we get here. So first of all, let me take on the
First of all, I do not want this guy having a rifle, especially now. He's got to calm the fuck down. This guy back here's got crazy eyes. Something's wrong with these kids, man. I don't know if their parents were taking too much Tylenol. I don't know if they're under-medicated or over-medicated, but kids just look different now. Either that or this was always the politically high-strung kids. We didn't look like this. This is drugs. Like, this is all medications. This is when you put 6-year-olds on antidepressants. You get these fucking weirdos.
First part of the premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to an assassin killing our friend Charlie Kirk. That's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme, and it's inappropriate in this setting.
And we're going to take away your late night show, you fucking asshole. How do you like that?
Not what I said.
We know. Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere.
Well, then you have no point.
tension.
Then your point is utterly empty. Contributing to the atmosphere.
The
This guy was. No, let's just make.
Can we get Charlie Kirk back in here? This lady's boring. By the way, how tired is this guy's arm? Poor fella. Can't we get a mic stand so this poor fucker... I mean, everyone's getting in a line anyway. It's not like he's got to walk around like Jerry Springer and hold the mic for people. Give them a fucking mic stand so this poor guy doesn't sit there doing isometrics all night.
Clear. Let's just make clear. This guy was motivated by leftist ideology. We know it from the bullet casings. We know it from the Utah governor.
No.
We know it from his own mother.
so-
Yes, we do. Let's be really clear on that.
Even if that's true, so then you're saying because, let's say this guy's a leftist, even if that's true, does that make it okay for the sitting president of the United States to incite violence against liberals?
Doesn't make it okay, but it definitely makes it more interesting for me to talk about.
The President of the United States has not accepted violence against liberals. The President of the United States made a joke at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, which was funny and self-deprecating.
It was funny. Like, legit, Trump was funny. He was talking about how great he thinks it was that Charlie Kirk forgave his enemies. Like, I don't forgive my enemies so well. I don't. I wish nothing but bad things for my enemies. Like, in context, it was pretty fucking hilarious.
It was on the heels of Erica Kirk saying she, in an extraordinary moment, forgave her husband's killer.
He refused.
And let me finish. And then President Trump got up and making a joke, playing off of what Erica said. He said, we disagree. I need to do better. Erica's going to try to convince me, but I'm in a different place. And that's completely normal for a politician to...
The fuck politician. It's normal for a human. If your friend gets murdered by somebody, it's a completely normal way to grieve, to be like, fuck that guy and everybody who looks like him. I hope they all go down. That's vengeful. That's anger. It's literally one of the 5 stages of grief. It's the one of the most normal things you can feel after your friend is murdered at 31 years old. You're allowed to go, fuck him, everybody who looks like him, I hope they all die. You don't think, let's pick any time in history. You don't think there were a lot of black leaders in this country who, when Emmett Till got lynched, they weren't like every fucking Southern good old boy cracker who did that to Emmett Till, I hope they all fucking die. I'm sure they did.
be thinking about his
And it's okay to think that way after somebody gets killed.
Political fights. And by the way, Trump has every right to loathe his enemies. They tried to put him in jail for the rest of his life. They tried to bankrupt.
I mean, not only that, they did shoot him in the fucking ear. I mean, like, hey, they tried to get him on a bad bank mortgage deal. Well, yeah, I mean, that and they fucking evandered his right ear.
They tried to put his family in jail, and they tried to kill him.
Criminal. Jack
wait.
Smith.
Wait. Okay, now you go.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very. He did like kind of a little Andy Kaufman foreign man at the end. Thank you very much. That is a good dismount. You go in there, you yell at a lady. You political piece of shit. You fucking kill everybody, you Nazi pieces of shit. Are you done now? Thank you very much. Just kind of leaves everything on a light note, lets us know we're all friends. It's not the same with Charlie Kirk there, man. It's not. She's not as good. I don't dislike Megyn Kelly or anything, but she's just, I don't know. I don't like the new format. New boss is a lot different than the old boss. Bapa Shab with a great point. He says most political violence comes from governments. I thought it came from the IDF. Deaf to the IDF. Deaf to the... It's really too bad that guy turned out to be a super piece of shit. It's kind of starting to dig that Bob villain. Bapa Shab says they want you fighting with each other so they can do shit like this. Oh, for sure. Like, I think that this fighting about Jimmy Kimmel and this fighting about Charlie Kirk makes it easier to throw another $6 billion at Israel, to not release the Epstein files, to not hold health insurance companies accountable, to not save Social Security. Like, all of this stuff gets pushed to the back burner because the minute we start to tell our politicians to shut the fuck up and do something for us, they go, oh, Jimmy Kimmel's a dick, right? And we're like, well, yeah, he is. It's like, they do, I mean, They may be incompetent when it comes to running a country and balancing a checkbook, but their ability to perform sleight of hand is pretty fucking good. They get me sometimes, and I know they're doing it. Chevrolet JB says, can't wait to see Arnold under the Turning Point tent. He's not one of them, is he? He's not part of it. I haven't seen Charlie Kirk or Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA announce that they're doing anything with Arnold Schwarzenegger, unless I missed it. Lander says the political class is not incompetent. It's all done on purpose. It was never meant to be fixed with voting. No, I mean, if it could be fixed with voting, they wouldn't be in there. Are you kidding? They would be, we'd vote them out every single time. Megyn Kelly had a message for the kids at the Turning Point event telling them, don't hide the fact that you're conservative. Are kids hiding the fact on college campus that they're conservative? I mean, I feel like all these kids on college campus, they're fucking screaming it from the rooftops. I feel like sometimes young conservatives want to be told they can't be conservative because then that's like their rebellion against authority.
We know we're in the majority. We know that conservatives are in the majority in the United States of America. That is why we have Trump as 47.
By the way, you guys got to come up with a new word for it because it ain't conservative. So what are you conserving? You're not conserving like ethics and morals and religious stances, and you're not conserving our budget, and you're not conserving our traditions and our society. I don't understand. I think Michael Malice said it best when he said conservatism is progressivism just driving the speed limit. I don't really know what our conservative party conserves, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I mean that honestly. Let me know what conservatives conserve, because it seems like they got put there to conserve marriage between a man and a woman. And then they told us, it's just gay people. It'll be fine. Then it was the drag shows and trans sports and everything else. And it's like conservatives dig in for like 5 to 7 years and then just kind of lose interest and give up. Yay.
So afraid.
Megan's a she-boss.
We're the majority. Why are we so afraid? Because we are indoctrinated for the first 25 years of our lives in leftist institutions that try to make us little leftists. Or at least
Little Leftist, by the way, was my favorite British invasion band right after Herman's Hermits.
afraid, scared, cowering conservatives who don't want anyone to know. Let it out. Say it loud. Say it proud. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful.
If she said this in a German accent with a funny mustache, it would be kind of like, it would be,
Hiding it.
They need, you know who they need? There were a few to be determines on that Turning Point USA list. Remember that kid from Nepal? I think he would be great.
Stand up for what you believe in. Be respectful of the other side, just like Charlie was. You don't have to own your professor or, be a jerk. But they're not allowed to own you or be a jerk to you either. We've been going along with that.
Dude, how shitty is like our political rhetoric in this country that we're literally giving kids speeches that you and I used to have in assemblies in like 5th grade, 4th grade. This is the, if you see something, say something. Bullying isn't okay. Nobody has the right to be in your bubble. Nobody has the right to make you feel bad. Treat others the way you'd want to be treated. I mean, these are elementary school level things that we're having to tell college kids. That you don't have a right to go in there and own people and be mean to them, but they don't have a right to own you and be mean to you either. Yeah, you guys are 19. We should have this figured out by now. This is mildly disconcerting. Numero uno says Aaron's definitely not a conservative. Been obvious for a while from the way he's progressing those chins. No, fuck that. I'm conserving my chins. I'm conserving them so much that I'm getting more of them. Thank you so much. In my opinion, that's how it's working out. Alrighty says sometimes liberal professors will be biased against a student if their conservative points go into papers and get lower grades. That's true. I'll give you that. Bilbo says, but drag queen story hour is perfectly acceptable. Parents should know what their kids are getting into, and they should be fighting against stuff like that all the time. All the time. Loaded wrench. I was really hoping nobody would point this out. I feel like Arm Day has been skipped a few times. Shouldn't wear that shirt. Kelly, not you, Aaron. LOL. Thanks. You know what? I was actually looking at Kelly, like Megyn Kelly, the bottom of her arm move when she was speaking, and I literally, as I watched this like 52-year-old woman have her tricep jiggle a little, I looked at it and went, I'm not doing so bad. I'm doing okay. That's not, that shouldn't be something that you're comparing to. About 250 of you checking out the toe. Hit the like, hit the follow, hit the subscribe. I appreciate you guys being here. All right, Plankton sent us this. This is from Milkman, Minnesota. Ooh. Got some views on TikTok here. One of them's got 1,200. Is that a lot? I don't know what's a lot on TikTok. I always think if 1,000 people watch anything you do, that's pretty. Imagine 1,000 people in a room. That's a big crowd you got there. All right, here we go. Let's see what the Milkman has to say.
So I don't do conspiracy theories at all, but I just thought.
By the way, anytime you hear someone say, I'm not big into conspiracy theories, buckle up. They're about to give you a good one.
Video that showed some crazy coincidences between the Kirk assassination and a movie called Snake Eyes. I would like to share with you some of those coincidences.
The Nicolas Cage movie? Snake Eyes and... Okay. I'm going to keep an open mind.
The victim's name, Charlie Kirk and Charles Kirkland. The date of...
Kirk and Charlie are common names, but okay.
Their assassination, September 10th. Method of attack, single shot. The suspect name?
Okay, now wait a minute. The coincidence of it being both on September 10th, there's a 1 in 365 chance that happens. It's not a high percentage, but it's not impossible. And also, they were both shot with a single shot. Yeah, that's a common way to assassinate people, is the shooting.
Tyler! There's even a...
Tyler's one of the most common names in American naming. It's like Muhammad.
Tyler! There's even a Trump connection. Charlie Kirk was a Trump supporter, and the movie was shot on location at a Trump hotel.
Oh, fuck off! Come on! Wasn't Snake Eyes like a casino movie? So, of course, it's going to be in either Atlantic City or Las Vegas. Trump owns property in both.
In the movie, there's a storm called Jezebel. And in real life, that.
Blog Jezebel published a piece on September 8th about hiring an Etsy witch to curse Kirk. Come on!
And that wasn't even all of them. I could understand one or two things. But that much? How is that even possible? I don't know what's going on here, but it sounds like somebody needs to call Candace.
That's okay. That's very funny if it's a joke. But I want you to tell me what I'm supposed to do with the information. Now, I understand all these coincidences from the movie Snake Eyes. You need to tell me what the message is behind the conspiracy. Did Nicolas Cage kill Charlie Kirk? Is that what I'm saying? Because if so, that is something that the FBI needs to know immediately. Who directed Snake Eyes? Brian De Palma. Oh my God. Scarface's very own Brian De Palma. Brian De Palma directed Snake Eyes. The guy who directed the gun that shot Charlie had his palm on the gun. Holy shit. I don't know. Loaded Wrench says, my link explains it better. All right, we'll go there. We'll get to it. Turtle Steel Shell with $1 says, at least he doesn't look like a tomato. He is a blueberry spider leg hair. That's unsettling, but here we are. Let's go to Loaded Wrench's video from before. Drifty Twitchell says, what's the goal? Oh, no, I hope you didn't come here to be like shitty about that, because just like this morning, we knocked it out really early. I'm sorry. You got to wake up early in the morning if you want to do goal jokes with the tone. We would have loved to have you here for it. You know what? I got to roll up newspaper. How dare you not get here on time? What are you doing? Hold on. I'm going to bop you on the fucking nose, you fucking guy. Piece of shit, getting here late, making goal jokes. Ought to whack you on top of the nose, you dirty dog. All right, let's do this one. Go to 50 seconds and then watch 1 minute.
What if I told...
I'm ready. Okay. 50 seconds. This 1998 movie predicted everything. End Times Productions, 21 hours ago. Okay, End Times Productions. This sounds like a channel I would love.
Movie. It stars Nicolas Cage. It's about an event, a live event at Trump Tower, okay, on September 10th. A live event on September 10th at Trump Tower.
Okay, great. Charlie Kirk's event didn't take place at Trump Tower. So far, swing and a miss.
That a boxer named Tyler the Executioner, okay, seriously, Tyler the...
Oh my God, in boxing, they don't have names like Executioner. Like, let me just pull something out of my ass. There would never be a fighter named Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. You would never have a fighter like the late, great Ricky the Hitman Hatton. You would never have Thomas the Hitman Hearns. These names just don't pop up. Homicide Henry Armstrong. These names just don't exist. These aren't names that come into play in boxing. All right. Charlie Kirk wasn't a boxer. You're 0 for 2.
Executioner. I'll put the picture up right here. Who is the executioner in our timeline? Tyler. Okay. So Tyler.
So wait, but he was fighting Ruiz. He wasn't fighting Kirk. If he was fighting a guy named Kirk Ruiz or Charlie Ruiz, that's one thing. But he's fighting a guy, and he's just fighting some Mexican.
The executioner on September 10th, he causes a distraction and allows a man named Charlie Kirkland, Charles Kirkland, to be shot in the neck. Why you?
Oh my God. So this guy who's a character in a movie, a guy who had Charlie Kirk's first name, but didn't have his last name, because I don't know if you know this, Kirk and Kirkland are two different names, was shot not by a guy named Tyler. The guy named Tyler was just in a boxing match. Somebody else shot Kirkland, not Tyler. And they were at Trump Plaza, which is not Utah State University or wherever the fuck they were at. And all right, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm being a stick in the mud. No, the Nicolas Cage movie predicted Charlie Kirk's death. Go ahead. By the way, this is what I hate about all these things. They're like, oh, yeah, this movie predicted it. No, if the movie predicted it, you would have gotten all this stuff before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. It's like the people who say, oh, man, the $20 bill predicted the Twin Towers because when you fold it, look, it looks like the tower's on fire. Well, yeah, you can do that now after you saw the towers on fire. If you were doing that before and you were like, oh my God, that looks like the Twin Towers on fire, somebody should look into that. The fuck is going on with the $20 bill? Okay. But you can't make the movie in 1998 and then see Charlie Kirk touring around and not put 2 and 2 together. Hey, Charlie, I think you might get shot by a guy named Tyler. Wow, that would have been extremely helpful.
Might ask? Well, if it's not creepy enough, it's because, well, let's just say it has to do with Israeli weapons.
Wait a minute. Charlie Kirk was a Christian. There's a wide receiver in the NFL named Christian Kirk. You got to hire him for Turning Point. Gray Duckling with $2 says, so do I buy Kirk or Kirkland balls? Top flights. I'm sorry, Titleist. I apologize. I'm actually more of a TaylorMade man myself. I like TaylorMade and I like Callaways more than Titleists. It breaks my heart too much to lose Pro V1s. So I can lose Callaways. I can lose Callaways all right. I can lose a TaylorMade and be okay.
But
when Titleist Pro V1s cost $4,000 a ball, it's no fun to hit them into the water.
Some shady things that are happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Just like in real life, Charlie Kirk came out against Israel.
In the movie, shady shit happened in the plot in the movie. No movie has shady shit happen. Ever. There are no movies where shady shit happened. The Godfather, Scarface, Goodfellas. None of them have shady shit happen. Con Air, if we're going with Nicolas Cage movies. Holy shit. I hope this guy's fucking around. If this guy's fucking around, this is hilarious. I love it. If he's not fucking around, get him a CAT scan and some pills. Guys, did you hear that? Weird things happened in the movie. Go back.
And some shady things that are happening behind the scenes. Just like in real life, Charlie Kirk came out against Israel.
So, and by the way, Charlie Kirk did not come out against Israel. What Charlie Kirk did was he said that Netanyahu and his conduct of the war in Gaza was wrong and it was going on too long. And he also thought that maybe October 7th was a false flag. He still backed Israel. He still supported their right to exist, all of that stuff. Everyone is rewriting history and making Charlie Kirk some master, based, I don't like the Zionist guys. He wasn't. He was starting a little bit to question whether or not Israel was being honest in Gaza. That was it. And he didn't like that Jews were busting his balls about it. God. But hey, guys, there was shady shit happening behind the scenes in Snake Eyes.
And the possible, he didn't come out against Israel. He came out against Jeffrey Epstein and the possible ties Jeffrey Epstein had or has with Mossad.
And one of the producers of Snake Eyes is named Epsteinowitz. Jews. God damn it.
Israel's intelligence agency. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just break this down. And I really want you guys to listen carefully because what we're about to go over and what we're about to explain is really one of the most chilling examples. Some people might.
This asshole does another 24 minutes on the movie Snake Eyes predicting the I'm actually upset. I'm not impressed. I'm angry. This is an angry. How much fucking Tylenol does a mom have to take to make this? I ask you. Bewildered. By the way, speaking of long form videos going over stuff, how do you guys feel about the members only content the next 4 or 5 weeks being a watch along of the Tucker Carlson 9/11 documentary? I was thinking about that today. Because I think they're 45-minute episodes. I could be wrong, but we could get those done in an hour and a half for each members only show for the Rumble and YouTube people. There's almost 1,000 of them members at this point, so that's exciting. Turtle Steel Shells with $1 says, "Hey baby, I'm Aaron the Appetite Imholt. Now the rumors about mashed potatoes in my pockets are misleading, baby. It's just a spuddy buddy, if you will." Thank you for the $1. I don't carry mashed potatoes in my pockets. Thank you. Taste Fairy Ialto said a watch along with Charlie Kirk would be skibbity. Well, as long as it's skibbity. Nova says Aaron's mohawk is starting to part like a 4-lane highway. I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm not sticking around. I'm not going to stick around. Next thing you know, you guys are going to be mooing at me and calling me a cow. I don't want to be here for that. I don't want to. Nova says, you really did that for $1? Hey, you want to know the sick part? We hit the goal like an hour ago. And I still did that for $1 just to show you it's not about the goal. In principle, I'm a whore. Thank you. Snigger Niggardly says, Keanu has snake eyes. Nicolas Cage is often mistaken for Keanu Reeves. Oh my God. Aaron Yukon Gold Imholt Roots. That's a potato brand. That's not who I am. A lot of vagina just writes moo. You know, one of these days, you know, if I had any kind of ego, this would all hurt my feelings. Jelly for the Smelly says, hang on. In Star Trek, the ship is led by Captain Kirk. C. Kirk. Oh my God. Loaded Wrench says he's going to low-key go watch this. I actually might watch the rest of that tonight. Just to hate it. I might watch the rest of this End Times. Is this End Times production guy fucking around, though? Because, like, let's go see the rest of his videos. This guy might just be fucking around. Holy shit. That music doesn't sound like he's fucking around. What's his most popular thing? Declassified documents reveal fallen angels. All right, this guy is so not fucking around. Hidden History, the movie. The public never heard this side of the story. That looks like a young Chris Jericho. End Times, the movie. This cat is seriously heavy on religion. What's his view count at like now? Oh, it's not in the millions like it used to be, but it's still at about 150,000 a video. Not bad. I suppose that's not good for channels that have 952,000 subscribers, but I'd kill for either of those numbers. Underground Nephilim City, the Smoky God, and Satan's Final Deception. What the fuck?
I'm Justin Fall, and you're watching End Times Productions.
I'm scared.
In 1908, a book came out.
Loaded Wrench says, I banned that Anthony guy. He was spamming the chat quite a bit. That's our only rule. Don't spam the chat. He's texting me on YouTube now. Oh my God, are you serious? That guy is so mentally ill that he wrote like 15 things in a row and then you gave him the old timeout and now he's texting you on YouTube? Bro, gotta take your medicine, Jack. Mom's not gonna be happy.
That was a biography, by the way. It was not put out as a fictional story. It was
like Snake
presented
Eyes.
as a biography by famous author Willis George Emerson, and it was called The Smoky God. And it documents, it's basically a biographical commentary.
It's about Louis Armstrong because he had a smoky voice.
On a sailor, Norwegian sailor by the name of Olaf Janssen. And according to the story, he is sailing in a ship, and he and his men, they end up going down into the North Pole in their ship via water. Somehow they get taken down in, and they meet a race of people there who have high technology. There's some accounts, some people believe that there was flying saucers down there, but the whole city was inhabited by 12-foot giants who were extremely friendly and generous towards Olaf, and I forget how many people were with him.
So a Swede went for a sail, and he ended up in an underground city with 12-foot giants who were really chill. That guy got put in a fucking funny farm the second he got back to his family. Hey, how was your sailing? Oh, you know, I got to meet some of the underground Nephilim City, and 12-foot giants smoked a peace pipe with me. They did. All right, time to put him in the home.
I forget if it was him and his son. But the interesting thing was that Olaf and his crew that went down there meet these inhabitants that share a whole lot of things with him, and they allow him to stay down in this underworld city that is complete with what he calls a central smoky sun. So there's a central light source, like a sun in the sky, inside the earth, in the city that he happened to sail into in the North Pole.
No shit, huh? You don't say. And we've been missing it all these years. Yes, there is an internal heat source in the Earth. It's called the core. We do have a molten core at the center of the Earth. It does. Holy shit. Loaded Wrench with $2 says he says I shelter Aaron and I can't save him from jail. Well, no shit. If you could, I wouldn't have gone there twice. Jesus. If you could, I'd be really mad at you for not, Loaded Wrench. Oh, man. What a neard. Rummage Sale says, hey, Fraser, why do you text this guy and want to be best friends with him? What, the 12-foot giant guy? Nova says, how do you sail underground? I have no idea how the guy just, look, he was a sailor. He got to an underground city from the North Pole, and the giants told him about the core, and they were, I would have stayed down there forever, because one thing about me, I love a nice core. Oh, MSO. MSO says, Aaron does love a good core. Somebody did beat me to it. Sam Show says there's actually a water slide at the North Pole, and that's how you get down into the Nephilim city. Who says they didn't have good drugs back in the 1700s? Snigger Niggardly says, which baseball player lives in that subterranean city? God. I don't want to read this joke. Don't make me. Look, this is what happens when we hit the goal early. Shit gets way too comfortable. Don't make me read this answer. Which baseball player lives in that subterranean city? Mickey Mantle.
Oh, no! Oh, jeez!
Okay, faggot, what's next?
Oh, God.
Wow!
I'm very obviously gay. I look at him and I'm like, well, you're gay.
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
Kermie just writes, can someone ban Snigger Niggardly? It's just so fucking bad. Turtle Steel Shell says that's dumb enough to be hilarious. Oh my God. I just don't know why I attract them. Papa Shab says if the Earth's core was made of nougat, all right, I already know where this is fucking going. You know what? I don't need any fucking money tonight. I can just leave if I'm not wanted here. If Earth's core was made of nougat, Aaron would chew his way through the Earth's crust just to get a taste. So glad you're here. Rummage Sale. Oh yeah, I heard I made Karmic blow a gasket just by saying his name. I can't help it that the numbers are the numbers, and we have about 600 at our peak every day. We average in the high fives. And he has 80 people. I can't, like Nova told me this morning, he's like, he has 80 people watching. I can't help it. Rummage Sale says, what do you think about Karmic calling you a chubby little bitch who needs to have 2 Rumble channels to fake your number? I don't have 2 Rumble channels. I have 1 Rumble channel and I have a Rumble account. Everybody who has Rumble has that. You have an account and you have a channel. Oof, swing and a miss by the old Karmic again. I hope he doesn't drink and cry about that one. MSO, yeah, I think that's accurate.
Why do they come to me to die? Why do they come to me to die?
As I understand, Karmic has an open invite to the show, says Turtle Steel Shell. Yes, he should co-host Wednesday mornings. He'd learn how to do an actual show. He'd learn at the foot of the master. And he'd learn that you don't need to do like whack packer, embarrass yourself shit to do a show that can make money. Karmic, that's why all these people are trying to keep you away from me. They don't want to lose you as their punchline. It's brutal, buddy. You can do better. Hey, you're always welcome with open arms. 250, checking out the B Show tonight. Go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. We appreciate you being here. Gray Duckling says, how fast was the pitch that eventually killed Kirby? It didn't eventually. Kirby didn't die from complications from the pitch. He was a big fat fuck who had a heart attack. Big difference. Big difference. Oh, I don't know. Those of you who have had fantasy football teams for the last 20 years, I don't know if you saw the big news. Shaun Alexander, who was everybody's favorite running back for about a 5-year period and probably a top 3 pick from about, I don't know, 2000 to 2005, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact numbers. His wife is pregnant. His wife is pregnant, and you're not going to believe what number kid this is. You know what? Just here.
I wanted to ask you about what you're doing with your wife, Valerie. Very, very cool. It's Harvest Covenant Football. It's it's educational. It's geared towards education and sports, right? Sports opportunities, and also a little faith, a little biblical discipleship to people who maybe it's like about homeschooling. What do we need to know here? Look at this beautiful family, Shaun. Wow.
Do you see that? Do you see that? That is Shaun Alexander's family. Now, you might be thinking, oh, boy, another athlete with a shitload of kids. And dude, this woman has delivered all of these children. It's not like Shaun Alexander, had a bunch of kids, and then this woman got with Shaun Alexander, and she just raised them with him. This poor woman, pretty much every year of her life for the last 15 years has just been pregnant. So Shaun Alexander, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now there's a 13 in there. Someone said they have 13 kids. His wife he just announced that his wife is pregnant with their 14th child. This poor woman just takes Shaun Alexander dick, makes Shaun Alexander babies, and then repeats the process.
Oh my gosh.
So
flag! Too many men on the field. Alexander family.
We're just now starting to tell people, but number 14 is in the belly.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're the first one I've told on TV. So on this live. So we're just now starting to tell everybody. So we have.
See, this is where I'd rather have dudes host these shows. I like Kay Adams, and she's from Minnesota, I believe. I think she's a Vikings fan. But I would like to have Mad Dog Russo doing this interview. He'd be like, well, number 14 is in her belly. What are you doing? You can't have 14 kids. You have 14 kids. You already can't afford the 13 you have. I'm sure you have a lot of money, but don't you want to enjoy it, Shaun? 14 kids? You're going insane. Your wife's gut's going to fall out. I would like to see Mad Dog give this interview because Kay Adams is just doing the girl thing. Oh, that's so great. Her pussy's going to be blown out. You're not going to be able to feel a goddamn thing. Shaun, a man needs friction, you understand? Friction to reach an orgasm. And now you're tearing a pussy apart.
Had 10 girls, 3 boys. My oldest son, the 4th overall, Joseph, is a sophomore in high school. And, since we homeschooled, they won the Super Bowl in 7th grade and 8th grade. There was no way for him to play in the public schools, at least not in Virginia. And so at DMV, so we created a homeschool co-op, and we invited all the homeschool kids in the area to play football. And we started Harvest Covenant. So we got great thriving families, individual academics,
what the
dynamic
fuck,
and dynamic faith. And so it's all about helping people become the best version of themselves.
It's admirable. He's nothing but a likable human being, but bro, 14 kids. I mean, the guy's doing the Lord's work. Don't get me wrong, but does he have any money left? Shaun Alexander, net worth, not readily available. Inducted into the Ring of Honor. All right, so we don't know anything. Oh, here, okay, a couple of these say that he's worth $12 million. I mean, that's great, $12 million. That means he saved his football money, all of that stuff. But, like, I hope these foundations he's running allow him to collect a paycheck or something. I know he's got a pension from the NFL, but $12 million, I mean, it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But, like, when you got 14 kids, $12 million will probably go pretty quick. How much does an NFL pension pay? For players who accrued at least 3 seasons, benefits range from a minimum of $21,000 a year to a maximum of $105,000 a year. Okay. Factors for payouts. Well, he played 9 years. After 9 years of service. So he's getting about $82,000 a year from his NFL pension. I mean, that'll cover the grocery bill. That's about it. Turtle Steel Shell says, none of this is real. Karmic is welcome on the show by the host and the fans. Dude, just come over and have fun. Yeah, if you ever get tired of like your own audience making you cry and scream and drink and everything else, come on over here. We'll just have some fun. Miss Tay with $5 says, say his name and he's a queer. I believe in Karmic X. I don't think that's very nice. And by the way, what's his name? What I lost it now. Oh, Rummage Sale. Sorry if that wasn't the answer you wanted. I hope you're a fan. You were asking a nice question. Sorry if we kind of spun that on you, but you should know by now. It's kind of what we're best at. Defervid is not getting any help from his buddies. This Defervid guy, I will admit, I'm obsessed. Defervid is the singer that had a Tesla that a dismembered 15-year-old girl's body was in, and it's looking increasingly with every piece of info that comes out that this Defervid had something to do with the girl's death, whether he killed her himself. It's also clearly looking like he was romantically involved with a fucking 13-year-old at the time. And whether it was by his own hand or somebody else's hand that he knew, I feel pretty comfortable saying that this Defervid singer guy was involved in the murder of this Celeste Ruiz. Now, friends who partied with and knew the singer were under the impression that Celeste Rivas, not Ruiz, Rivas, was his girlfriend. And they were shocked when news came out that Celeste was only 14 years old. Sources who party in the LA music scene tell TMZ that they saw Defervid and Celeste at parties and hangouts, and it appeared to them that they were a couple. We're told some of them were under the impression that she was a student at USC. The friends were believed that Celeste was around 19 years old and presented her as such. This is what Harvey had to say about the whole thing.
So we have uncovered something very interesting about the singer David, and this the search to find the killer of Celeste Rivas,
the 14-year-old girl found in the trunk of his Tesla.
Right. And we have been saying all along that we don't know really what the nature of their relationship was. Obviously, they knew each other, they hung out, but we didn't know if it was a romantic relationship. We've spoken to people
in the music business who partied with David, hung out with David, and there seems to be a consensus that people believe.
Is it just me, or is our boy really starting to get Yoda-ish? Like, I know Harvey's been keeping everything, nice and tight with that TRT and the hormones and the steroids and everything, but I think our boy, like, the face is starting to loosen, and
that David and Celeste were boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah, I found this super interesting. So Devin and I spoke to some people in the scene who basically told us that they thought that Celeste was 19 years old.
Uh-oh.
And they went as far as saying that they thought she was a student at USC. And when the news came out that she was only a 14-year-old child, they could not believe that, because she also presented herself very maturely. They didn't really question it because of like the places that she was seen at would require somebody to be of age, older than 18.
So like essentially.
Boy, this guy is getting no help from anyone, nor should he. Like, if he was fucking around with a 14-year-old girl, I mean, damn him to hell. But, like, everybody's just ratting this guy out. And I'm sure, like, a lot of these people that are, like, parasites on the LA music scene and just show up at parties, they've all got demos and SoundClouds and shit. And TMZ's like, well, you know, maybe we can help you with our career. You got any good with your career? You got any good information for us?
Every people in this scene knew that they were together.
They rat. They just spill everything they've got. There's no allegiance to this David guy. Fuck him. But there is no way of denying at this point that you were involved with this chick. And then that's too much of a coincidence for her to just end up in the trunk of your car, cut to pieces.
Oh, that Celeste girl is with David or whatever. They'd go to like, you know, venues, these different parties and after recording sessions. But like Charlie said,
bro, you're an R&B singer. You've got, apparently this guy had like millions of subscribers and listeners on Spotify and shit. And like, the world is your oyster. There are so many women in their 20s that'll just go to bed with you at a moment's notice, and you're with some 14-year-old, like, just it's a fucking disease. It's a disease, and you've just got to lock them away before they can do anything. I mean, find the gene, whatever it is, and remove it from society.
No one even thought that she was underage until it came out. Obviously, when they released that the age was only 14 years old, people were just like, "This is insane." That girl was 14.
But they all thought that they were together.
Well, totally,
and they were together.
And also,
they were at these things together.
Were talking about the fact that, like, clearly people knew or thought that she was older because no one would want to be associated or in photos with a minor, like some weird situation.
That's the thing. Like, he brazenly took a 14-year-old girl to industry parties and shit like that and just flaunted it, just waved it in front of everybody. He just hid in plain sight. Oh, the sooner they find out what this guy did, the sooner they can prove it and put him away, the better. He's a creep. I didn't even, like, honestly, I had no idea who the guy was. Like, this story made me feel woefully out of touch that I didn't know who D-Fervid is before this story. And I refused to call him David. It's so gay.
Like that, you wouldn't want that at your party.
Wouldn't have taken the photos. Did any of them say that they had actually seen her present ID at any point? Like at any?
The people we talked to
Didn't know.
And but they did say a lot. Some of these places you would have to be 18.
And we have already.
But also, they might not have.
We already have.
True.
We've done We've done the story that our law enforcement sources say she had multiple fake IDs,
which, like we said, makes sense.
I know. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. I mean, he's fucking toast. The only thing is, it's got to be hard to prove, like, the longer she'd been in that vehicle. I know it's his vehicle, but, like, you still got to prove how she got there. You still got to prove, you know, how she died, with what, where's the weapon, you know, DNA. Like, you still got to connect him to it, but I have no doubt in my mind that this guy had something to do with this girl disappearing. $1 from Mr. Sista says, I want to have my most expensive meal ever. How many pasta buckets will it cover? Will it take to cover you in the hot tub? And I can go to Chowtown. Ick. $1 from ex-April Parents Hobby Farm. Let's go to... Where would I want to go? Lunch of all play. You know, I like Old Brick House. I'm going to call you to the carpet on that one. Old Brick House, I would say. Gray Duckling says the chirping is... Was there chirping in that video and I wasn't hearing it? You're kidding. They were... Now I'm... Oh my God, it really... If there was chirping in that video, then it really is true. You can become numb to the chirping sound. Oh, no. Jelly for the smelly. says they most likely will be able to find every time his phone connected to the car. Well, yeah, but it's his car. I mean, the fact that his shit's connected to his car does kind of make sense. Let's go to the text messages. How is right-wing violence most common? Oh, wow, I haven't checked the text for a while. How is right-wing violence most common? They didn't include any of the BLM riots and deaths and labeled KKK as right-wing. They didn't include any of the pregnancy center bombings. Whoops. Pregnancy center bombings, and they include church bombings and burning as right-wing. Those numbers are cooked more than that rabbit in... Whoops. More than that rabbit in Fatal Attraction. I'm not going to get in trouble for saying I never saw Fatal Attraction, am I? Good. Hey, I got news. Eric Church is having a Free the Machine tour, and it's coming to Grand Casino Arena in St. Paul Saturday, February 7th. Yes! Eric Church back on tour, and he's coming to Minnesota on February 7th. Who's excited? Who's excited? No, ex-April's Parents Hobby Farm, I really don't want to go to lunch with you because you're kind of a weirdo. No, like you seem rather unstable. Don't take that the wrong way and fucking cave my head in with a boot. It's just, I don't think I want to be seen with you. A DeKalb County man is facing multiple charges after police say he stole more than 90 manhole covers from county streets this month. Quick question. You steal 90 manhole covers. That is such an underpants gnome crime to commit. Should steal 90 manhole covers. Steal manhole covers. Step 2, I don't know. Step 3, profit. I mean, the only thing I can think of, giant chains. According to DeKalb County Police, investigators with the East Precinct's investigative unit arrested Kalen Watley on September 16th on charges of theft of government property. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to summon the Ninja Turtles. Stupid. I don't like that one. You know what? Strike that one from the record. Since September 2nd, police say there have been 5 incidents involving the theft of at least 91 DeKalb County Public Works manhole covers, also known as catch basin lids. Who the fuck calls a manhole cover a catch basin lid? Investigators said the break in the case came when a witness in Rockdale County recorded 2 men removing 2 manhole covers, placing them into a 2020 Nissan Kick, of course, and driving away. Detectives identified the vehicle's owner, linked him to the other thefts, and later conducted a traffic stop in DeKalb County where Watley was arrested. What? You know what they should have never arrested the guy. They should have waited. I need to know what the hell you do with 90 stolen manhole covers. Is he making rims? I just wish they would have held on a little bit just out of morbid curiosity because like nobody nobody like they didn't have like any like program where he was fencing the manhole covers. There was no business and the public wasn't in danger. You could have let this go a little bit longer to see where it went. I need to know. Aaron likes manholes uncovered, says MSO. That's not the kind of jokes I was thinking we would see when I went to the chat. Phil Herslet says Aaron steals man's holes. Thank you. Miss Tay says making a tank out of it or a really large helmet. Ex-April's Parents Hobby Farm says, are you busy Tuesday? Not around lunchtime. By around lunchtime, I should be free. Thank you, buddy. I'm sorry. I know what you were trying to do. I'm sorry that you didn't get what you wanted. I apologize. But you should know by now I'm too good for you in that regard. Sorry, buddy. T. Duden says, is this exciting news in Minnesota? Don't you have Somalis destroying your state? Why do you think I grab the 90 manhole cover theft story? If I don't grab the 90 manhole, if I don't grab the odd 90 stolen manhole cover story, then every other story is, hey, guess what? Somalis ripped off another one of your welfare programs because your governor wasn't watching, and chances are your Secretary of State was a part of it. Or Attorney General, whatever the fuck Keith Ellison was. Oh, the Nomo says Aaron's favorite gay bar is the Manhole. What a coinky dink. It's not true at all. It's not. Oh, Sam Show says he was making charcuterie boards. I'd buy one. A manhole cover charcuterie board. How positively new age, but yet postmodern at the same time. Turtle Steel Shell says at least the Latinos in Cali make great food. Well, they do, but that doesn't really have anything to do with the manhole covers. Zebra Bro says, oh, yeah, that's right. Pot Awful is live. I got my notification. Guys, when this show's done, go watch Jesse with Pot Awful. I love Pot. Not only do I love Pot Awful, but I am also a what you call a Pizza Fund member. Or does he call it the Crust Club now, or does he call it the Pizza Fund? Either way, I never unsubscribed. I stayed a Pizza Fund dude. Wanhead Rex says raid. You know what? Yeah, we'll raid. Let's raid Jesse after the program. We'll put his link in the Rumble chat, and then I'm a boomer. Can you raid? Fuck it. We'll put the link in the goddamn chat, Aaron. Don't expose yourself any more than you need to. All right, guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's show. So, Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones swung for the fences today. They got themselves a YouTube and they tried to get back onto the platform. YouTube has come out recently and they've said, look, because of the Biden administration, we did try to do a lot of censorship. We did try to take things down, get rid of channels, strike channels, and suspend people. And we did it at the behest of the president at the time, Joe Biden. Well, Alex and Nick decided that they were going to get ahead of YouTube because YouTube said, we're going to maybe bring back some of these people. Some of these people we got rid of for election stuff. Some of these people we got rid of for COVID. We're going to start bringing them back. And Nick and Alex didn't wait for an invitation. They just said, let's create a channel and let's see if YouTube is serious about this. Well, there's a problem. And the problem is Nick and Alex weren't exactly kicked off of YouTube for election and COVID stuff. They were kicked out for other reasons. So this was kind of a little bit of a stunt. Well, YouTube kicked them out almost immediately. Like, it only took a few hours for Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones to have their new channels removed from the platform. Now, with Nick Fuentes, he's said a lot of stuff about Jews. He said a lot of stuff about Israel. YouTube has very close connections with Israel. I know Susan Wojcicki was Jewish. I don't know who took over from her, whether or not it was a Jewish person or not, but they might have a lot of sensitivity towards the kind of shit Nick Fuentes says, so it's understandable. Alex Jones, a little more difficult to pin down why his channel was taken down. I mean, ban evasion being the obvious one, but let's say they are serious about forgive and forget. It could either be the Sandy Hook stuff, it could either be the conspiracy stuff, or it could be the fact that Alex Jones shaved before his stream. You know, Alex had that big beard, and he decided that if he's going to go live on YouTube, he's going to go clean cut. He's going to shave it down. And you might be asking, Aaron, why the hell? You're stupid, Aaron. You got mashed potatoes in your ears. Why would Alex Jones shaving have any bearing on whether or not he gets to keep his new YouTube channel? Well, here, you know what? Instead of me telling you about it, why don't I just show you? Ladies and gentlemen, this might be why Alex Jones was not welcomed back to YouTube.
Effect on women. I thought they were about to start throwing their panties at me.
Wait,
the Hitler mustache, and it was very interesting. I could tell you it had a wild effect on women. I thought they were about to start throwing their panties at me. And they didn't know why. They were looking at me because
It's so fun. There's nothing better than a guy wearing a Hitler mustache nonchalant. Like if a guy wears a Hitler mustache and he's like, and he's mugging for the camera and shit like that, that's one thing. But when a guy wears a Hitler mustache and he's earnest about it, well, you can't tell that guy anything.
Most modern women, even young ones, don't really even know even what Hitler is, but they in the back of their head, they know what it is. So they got a guy with, kind of Lex Luthor meets Adolf Hitler looks.
You see, guys, Alex is going for a hybrid thing, Any hack can do Hitler, put the hair to the side. Anybody can do that. Alex is mixing and matching his villains. Hitler, Lex Luthor, maybe a little Heisenberg in there. He's a fucking madman. He's lost his goddamn mind. Owen, could you go back to InfoWars, please? Alex misses you. No, he doesn't miss me, does he? Yeah, he does. Well, how much does he miss me? He shaved his face into a Hitler mustache. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll be back on Tuesday.
Blue eyes, and they just didn't know what to do. They're like melting.
They get soaked. Their pussies get so wet when they see a Hitler mustache. They just they start slipping and sliding all over their chairs. It's look at this. Look at this. And you know what? It's not going to kill his career. It can't destroy him. He's unbeatable. This inspires me. People say, because I still talk to radio people in the area. They're like, Aaron, the way you do your show, you're never getting back on radio. Suck my fucking dick. I prove you wrong every time. This motherfucker's wearing a Hitler mustache.
Hitler mustache, and it was very interesting.
It's very interesting, to say the least. Oh my God. I mean, the coolest part about Alex doing this is like, what can they do to him? What are you going to do? Kick him off of every social media platform? Check. Sue him into oblivion? Check. Take his money until the day he dies? Done. Like, you've pushed this man and you've beaten this man into the ground and you've taken everything from him. He has nothing to lose. And by the way, yes, this is the look of someone with nothing to lose. We're going to really see how big of balls Alex Jones has if he does a live show in Germany and doesn't shave. What do you think? Does he shave it off? Like tomorrow, like when Alex Jones goes on tomorrow, does he still have the mustache? You know what? He's live right now. Let's see. Oh, fuck.
All of it. It's beautiful. That's the true sick Machiavellian thought that it takes to win. One world government, one people under it, and one great leader who will soon rise.
What the fuck?
I love you all. I love all the dead. And soon through the injections and through the GMO, you will all slowly die. And my son, Bill Gates, will rule over your skeletons because you are weak and the Ubermenschen is here.
Jesus
Whatever
Christ.
you do, never follow real Alex Jones on X. And don't tune into his program, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central at Infowars.com/show. And support the Democrats. Support their operations to silence him. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
What the
Now
fuck?
you know your mission. One world government with one destroyed civilization ruled by Satan. So go now and support the Democratic Party. Hail the DNC. The DNC forever.
Oh my God! What the fuck? You know what?
Well, there you go. Hitler just endorsed the DNC.
I think it's safe to say he's lost his fucking shit. Alex has officially lost it.
They call us Hitler all day. All right, I'm going to get super serious now.
Yeah. No more fucking around, all right? A lot of jokes, a lot of ha-ha, a lot of ballyhoo. But me and my Hitler mustache, it's time to crack down and get for real. You see a guy in a Hitler mustache surrounded by dozens of printed off news articles, you know something interesting is about to go down. Who would fucking change the channel or the stream on this? You see a guy in a Hitler mustache who's going, I got documents all over the goddamn place. You're not going to believe the fucking shit that I got flying around here. There's aliens sucking dicks and you're not going to... Who's turning that off?
And I may just shave this thing off.
Don't. You pussy. You fucking girl. Don't.
Right. It really annoys me. Please remember that I can't do this without you. I need your support. We have incredible, highest quality creatine, private label, top brand.
It's the funniest thing ever. You got a guy in a Hitler mustache telling you how great their creatine is. You're going to love our methylene blue? All of our bone broth is 25% off. We're giving you a great deal. What are we, Uden? Oh, my God. We got a lot of brain supplements. We got Alpha Brain. It's so good, you guys.
And at thealexjonestore.com, huge discounts for VIP members, but it's also discounted for the general public, just a bigger discount if you're a VIP. $30 a month, get $40 from the store, special deals, special offers. Thealexjonestore.com. The creatine's amazing, but really the colostrum is incredible.
What the fuck? There's a...
Feel the unstoppable.
Oh, my God.
But also, it's just 30 seconds left. You can have me go, baka chaka woom bak, quank quank quank. Whatever. You know, that little like, ooga chaka manga baka, woom kaka.
I mean, I can't figure out why YouTube didn't want him back immediately. Jesus. We don't deserve him. I don't think we deserve Alex Jones. Honky says he's a simple guy. He just wants to restart his YouTube channel and reclaim Danzig. Yeah, maybe, but after that, it's going to be the Sudetenland, and then it's going to be all of Czechoslovakia, and he's going to be asking for the Rhineland, and then before you know it, he's in Poland, and we don't know what the fuck happened. God. T. Duden says Alex should have retired, and he would have been a legend. Now he is a soulless husk. Did you see the mustache this motherfucker cut into his face? You want to tell him he's a soulless husk? I don't think he got the memo. Super male vitality for an efficient Panzer Blitzkrieg through the Ardennes forest. It's from Honky. We've got our special edition Crystal Knocked creatine. We got methylene blue. That's a lot different than the blue meth that the Germans did when they were going through the Ardennes. Wait, we don't deserve them. 09 Canyon says colostrum is for newborns. Yeah, that's the shit that my wife had in her titty after the kid was born, right? That's like it's not quite milk yet or whatever. I thought that's what it was. The fuck? And he's selling that shit? Yeah, I fresh squeeze it out of the women daily. We squeeze colostrum out of recently delivered pregnant women's nipples. I used to have Owen milk them. But obviously he's gone. He told me this would be a bad idea. I told you were full of shit, Owen. Alex needs a tiny hat to be fair to the other part for news time. I think it might not be too bad of an idea. Might as well give it a shot. Oh, my God. $1 from the cleaner says, I asked Gino, when do you think you will catch Aaron slamming his meat fist in Kiki's fart box? I think I broke him. Did he laugh? Did he like that one? That sounds like something Gino might like. That's not me fisting his wife's asshole. That's not. It's a big fist. You'd be surprised. It's very large. You don't. I'm out of practice. But I think he would like the joke, is what I mean. Honky with a terrible fucking joke, speaking of which. I love it, but it's awful. He says, who's his barber? Rosa? Barbarossa. 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 Cleaner says, I don't know. He got weird. I think he would have enjoyed the joke. I think you misread it. Mr. Q says, that's the best. God bless that man. I don't know. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, Aaron, you need to grow a Hitler mustache. How much money for you to keep the mustache for 4 years? $500,000. $500,000. That's the number. He looks like fat Charlie Chaplin. Kind of looks like G. Gordon Liddy, they're saying on YouTube. Aaron, Hooters girl writes, Aaron, grow facial hair? He can't even keep the hair on his head. Oh, that hurts my feelings. That one stung. This is how you know I don't pre-read this shit when we go into the free chat. That one stung a bit. I Am Walter says, when are you going to grow your Hitler mustache? Why does everyone think that I'm just going to follow Alex Jones? ... says, is he still spouting the NWO shtick? Old school. Once a word like Illuminati is public domain, they moved on to something else. Well, the rest of the world hasn't moved on to that mustache, I can tell you that much. Oh, wait, you know what? Here, for Alex Jones's mustache, I think we got to light the lamp for Alex's new mustache. Oh, my God. Aaron already has a Hitler mustache on his balls, says the cleaner. Wait, what? Not a terrible idea, but who would know? Miss Tay does not like the idea of an asshole fisting. Well, that means you're a good girl. Nobody should like the idea of an asshole fisting. If you tell a girl about an asshole fisting and she goes, ooh, run away. Run away as fast as you can. All right, let's open up our last little section of topics we've got here for tonight's show. Oh, my God, we're leaving a lot on the table for tomorrow morning. By the way, Rumble Friday tomorrow, it's where you guys dictate the content. We appreciate you showing up. Those have been going crazy lately. We are also, 20? Are we 20 away? 21 gifted memberships away from 600 on Rumble. We are pushing 400, we're over 400, pushing 500 memberships over on YouTube. I can let you know right now that we have hit 1,000 combined memberships on YouTube and Rumble. Great job, guys. Thank you. And if you got gifted one of those memberships, make sure you auto-renew them, because then next month, if the majority of those auto-renew, that goal is going to go through the fucking floor. Thank you very much, you guys. I appreciate all of your generosity. Turtle Steel Shell with $1 says, colostrum and adrenochrome is that Democratic cocktail getting you genetically methed out enough for the haircut and color. Grow a goofy stash. I'm good. I'll stick with water. Thank you. Another text message coming in. Don't go to lunch with ex-April's parents' hobby farm. We can't have you get Charlie Kirk. He has gotten like fucking mental and weird. I think parasocial is the word. I don't know what I did to him, but it does seem personal with ex-April parents' hobby farm. You do have to keep an eye on people because you notice a change in them over time. And then they like to blame that change on you. It's strange. It's really, really odd. I mean, if you're not happy in your own life, that's fine, but don't project it onto me. The ELCA, the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America, is that what it is? The ELCA is the pussy church. The Missouri Synod Lutherans, those people they're kind of hardcore, but they ain't Catholic hardcore. All right? Catholicism is the one true religion, worshiping the one true God. We got to work on the saints and the rules and the money and all that stuff. But look, when it comes to following the rules, we're the guys. All right, I got to turn this shit off. The ELCA, though, that's the, like if you want to go to church and you want to be Lutheran, but you don't want to believe in God, then you belong to the ELCA. So like, let's say you want to call yourself Christian because it's fashionable. Let's say you want to be like, Jesus is my homeboy, that kind of thing, right? But you don't want to actually follow any of the rules, and you don't want to do anything the Bible says because it either makes you look not so woke or other people might look at you funny when you profess your faith. Then you become an ELCA Lutheran because you get all of the social status of religion, but you don't have to actually believe in God. Check this out. This is an actual thing. This is not a bit. This is not the ELCA trying their hand at satire and comedy. This is an actual Evangelical Lutheran Church of America promo video.
Biblical texts say things about women and girls that we now recognize as harmful.
Guess what? You're not allowed to. It's kind of the Bible. You're not allowed to go, oh, I totally believe in this. Except for this, and this, because I find it really inconvenient with moral norms. Yeah, you know who else said that, oh, yeah, God's fine. Yeah, God's great. But, a lot of his stuff, it doesn't work around here. Sodom and Gomorrah. But really, like, what the fucking balls on these waspy bastards to sit there and go, we think God is great and everything, and religion is awesome, and we love being Christians, but we know better, and we're going to cut this Christian shit out of Christianity. What a fucking asshole. What an entitled dickhead.
Say things about women and girls that we now recognize as harmful.
Fuck you. No, we're looking this shit up. Hold on. I don't have my Bible memorized. Left to right, top to bottom. Let's go Exodus 20:17. Oh, not 7. Let's go 17, you fat-thumbed dipshit. Me, not you, honey. Exodus, what? Exodus 20:17 is the 10th commandment. You can't what? No 10th commandment. The balls on you people. You know how I said that the Lutheran Church is Christianity, but you don't have to believe in God? They're fucking cutting out the 10th commandment. This is like saying, I love America. It's great. Constitution, we're all about it. Some of this stuff we got to get rid of, though, because the time is come and gone. Like the First Amendment. Prohibiting a person from coveting or lusting after their neighbor's house, wife, servants, animals, or any other possessions. What, that's harmful now? To tell people not to be jealous and covet their neighbor's wife and goods? What the all right, let's check the next one. So if you're a ELCA Lutheran, 10th commandment's out the window. Congratulations. You can just stare out the kitchen window and jack off to your neighbor's wife. You guys can have your swingers parties, and apparently everything's fine. Doot, we're going to Doot. Doot's got some problems. I get that. But, like, if you're going to be a Christian, you got to defend Doot, brother. 21:11 to 14. Let's check it out. If you notice among the captives a beautiful woman and are attracted to her, you may take her as your wife. All right. So if you capture a bunch of people, you get to take a broad. Bring her into your home and have her shave her head and trim her nails. Yeah, otherwise she'll scratch your asshole. And put aside the clothes she was wearing when captured. After she has lived in your house and mourned her father and mother for a full month, then you may go to her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. If you are not pleased with her, let her go wherever she wishes. You must not sell her or treat her as a slave, since you have dishonored her. Well, I mean, in a way, some people would consider that kind of nice, for being honest. Peter 3:1-6. Ooh, the Gospels? Dude, really? Gonna shit on Peter? Wow, the fucking balls on these Lutherans, boy. All right. Wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives. When they see the purity and reverence of your lives, your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. You know, there's a lot of fucking broads that could read this shit. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. You Lutherans are out of your fucking mind. You think the world we're living in now is better than this shit? Hey, be a really sweet, honest, decent, God-loving, and God-fearing woman so that a man will find you attractive and you'll exude beauty from the outside or from the inside. Yeah, what a piece of shit God is for that one, huh? For this is the way the holy women of the past who put their hope in God used to adorn themselves. They submitted themselves to their own husbands. Like Sarah, who obeyed Abraham and called him her Lord. You are her daughters if you do that, if you do what is right and do not give way to fear. I mean, so far, I don't know why you're getting rid of these. All right, Timothy 2:9. Timothy 5, dear. Timothy 5. Timothy, it goes right to Timothy Oliphant. I'm gay. All right, Timothy 2:9 is a biblical instruction found in the New Testament where the Apostle Paul tells women to adorn themselves with modest, decent, and self-controlled apparel, not with elaborate hairstyles, gold, pearls, or costly clothes, but rather with good deeds. The verse emphasizes inner godliness and good works over external adornment for women who profess to worship God. Again, show me what's bad. Sanford's son gifting 5 memberships. Hold on, we got to break up this God talk to do the Dong Watch. That's this show is a walking contradiction. We do have a Dong Watch update. 5 gifted memberships from Sanford's son. Hold on, we also got to update him by $20. Sanford's son is kicking Miss Tay out of the cuck chair. I'm so sorry, Miss Tay, who is now at 115. Miss Tay is at 115. But Sanford's son is at 120 for his trouble. Sanford's son, 120, now in the cuck chair. Gray Duckling gave us another $5, which puts him at 211 for this week. I am having a hard time keeping track. Gray Duckling with $5 says Timothy 2:9, smack that bitch. That's not what it says. Not what it says. All right, we're dong watching. 5 gifted memberships. Schweitz, Todd Pemper, More Than Conqueror Christie, Kenneth 346, Big Tasty Burger. No dong. No dong. We're still on Dong Watch. Dong doesn't have a membership. The Cleaner with $1 says, I'm evangelical now. You hear that, Aaron? The 10th commandment is fake and gay now. SP is free game. Don't get mad. God commands it. Oh, boy. All right, let's listen to her tell us how God is wrong and her vagina is right. Continue on, sweetheart. You have the floor.
Good evening. So why is the church talking about patriarchy and sexism?
Because you're gay? God told me it was okay to call you that.
Here's part of a video that explains some of our church's teachings on these concepts.
In the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, or ELCA, we believe all people are created equally in the image of God. God intends for everyone to flourish. But because of the sin of sexism...
Oh my God! It's not sexist to tell women, hey, you know, God tells you that if you're pretty from the inside, you'll exude it to the outside, and men will find that very wonderful to be a partner to. But if you cover it all up in glitzy jewelry and fancy hair, it might be a walking red flag. I'm telling you God's words, not no hustle. Sexism. This is arrogance in front of your God, is what you're doing. God is telling you a better path, and you're sitting there going, nah, I am woman, hear me roar. It's so not cool to tell me not to do my hair nice. Didn't say don't do your hair nice. He said if you want to find a nice man and a husband and live a good life, maybe you won't worry so much about the fucking jewelry and the dresses and the hair, and you'll just be a good, decent human being. Fuck! But you know what? Do it your way. I'm sure you won't be freezing your eggs at 40.
Women are often deprived of that right. As God's people, we believe we're called to seek justice and equity for all. But what does that mean for us today? And how are Lutherans responding? The Lutheran
I hope a Missouri Synod member comes over and just smacks that mug off the table and goes, shut the fuck up, you pussy.
commitment to
I hope a big, butch, 260-pound, shoulder-length hair, linebacker-looking Missouri Synod bitch comes over and just smacks the mug off the table and says, do something, toots. I hope she's got greasy hair and shitty clothes. She exalts God.
Neighbor justice compels us to expose how patriarchy and sexism cause harm to all of creation.
Oh, shave your head and clip your nails and then eat my ass. How about that?
Throughout history, women and girls have suffered harm and injustice due to sex, gender, or both.
Aren't you supposed to go to Christianity to like get away from all this new agey bullshit? Is there like, I know God doesn't intervene, like he kind of lets us do our thing, like gave us free will and all that. But can he break that rule to just come down so we can let us all know, hey guys, just want to let you know, the ELCA is full of shit. They're not part of anything I'm a part of. You can ignore them. They're gay.
This has roots in patterns of power, privilege, and prejudice within a patriarchy.
It's fucking God. He's got power and privilege. And yes, God is prejudice. He's trying to tell you how to not behave like a hooah.
Say that 3 times fast. There are very real
Cunt. Did I do too many?
consequences of a system centered on men, including gender-based violence.
Oh, yeah, because God's just like, you know what you should do when a woman's following the word of God? Kick the shit out of her.
Equality, restricted access to healthcare and economic resources.
You'd better not be saying not getting healthcare meaning fucking Are you really telling God that you're a little annoyed with him that you can't get a fucking abortion? Dude, cancel the ELCA. Just fucking cancel them. There is like 45 seconds left in this. I don't know if I can get through it. I feel like I'm going to hell for watching it.
Christian tradition is both a challenge and a resource when it comes to addressing sexism. And let me tell you, it's been a big challenge. It's no secret the Christian church has been complicit in the sins of sexism and patriarchy.
She says that. She puts up Bible verses that they say are no bueno anymore. You want me to just get you a ladder and you can climb up it and go slap God right in the face? You want to just give that a shot? You want to pull down his pants at the pool in front of all his friends? Fuck the arrogance in this lady with her wavy hair and her nice jewelry. Somebody's breaking commandments.
Scripture has been misused to oppress women. Biblical texts say things about women and girls that we now...
Hold on. Judges 19. Judges 19 looks like a good one. Here. You guys want to hear what Judges 19 says? Judges 19 says, somebody hit the mute button on this bitch. No, I'm just kidding. In those days, Israel had no king. Now a Levite who lived in a remote area in the hill country of Ephraim took a concubine from Bethlehem in Judah. But she was unfaithful to him. She left him and went back to her parents' home in Bethlehem, Judah. After she had been there 4 months, her husband went to her to persuade her to return. He had with him his servant and 2 donkeys. Oh, that's nice. That's like bringing her a Bugatti now. She took him into her parents' home, and when her father saw him, he gladly welcomed him. His father-in-law, the woman's father, prevailed on him to stay, so he remained with him 3 days, eating and drinking and sleeping there. It sounds lovely. On the 4th day, they got up early and he prepared to leave. But the woman's father said to his son-in-law, refresh yourself with something to eat. Then you can go. This fucking nice guy. So the two of them sat down to eat and drink together. Afterward, the woman's father said, "Please stay tonight and enjoy yourself." And when the man got up to go, his father-in-law persuaded. This must have been the Jewish parts of the Bible. This sounds like a fucking Jewish guy for sure. "Why are you leaving? Why don't you stay here and eat? Is my food no good?" So he stayed there that night. On the morning of the 5th day, when he rose to go, the woman's father said, "Refresh yourself. Wait till afternoon." So the two of them ate together. Then when the man with his concubine and his servant got up to leave, his father-in-law, the woman's father, said, "Now look, it's almost evening. Spend the night here. The day is nearly over. Stay and enjoy yourself. Early tomorrow morning, you can get up and be on your way home." But unwilling to stay another night, the man left and went toward Jebus, that is Jerusalem, with his 2 saddled donkeys and his concubine. When they were near Jebus, and the day was almost gone, the servant said to his master, "Come, let's stop at this city of Jebusites and spend the night." His master replied, "No, we won't go into any city where people are not Israelites. We will go on to Gibeah." He added, "Come, let's try to reach Gibeah or Ramah and spend the night in one of those places." So they went on, and the sun set as they... What the fuck is this lady talking about where this is shitty to women? Oh my God. Starting to see why God made these rules in the first place.
Recognized as harmful.
Dude, there's dude again.
Some aspects of the scriptures reflect the cultures and societies in which they arose. But a Lutheran reading centered on Christ frees us from taking all the scriptures only literally.
So, in other words, because modern times are so sinful and dreadful and materialistic and self-centered and awful, we get to free ourselves up to ignore all the shit that tells us to not be pieces of shit who only think about our makeup and our hair, and we get to go and do whatever we want. Isn't that amazing? The ELCA, ladies and gentlemen, eat all you want and don't gain any weight. Too bad your chins are starting to look like mine, honey. That's enraging. I would be like, I'm newly once again Christian, and that pisses me off. I haven't learned the whole don't be angry, don't yell and shout and be a dick thing yet. I'm working on it, but that makes me Deus Vult and want to put on the fucking Crusader outfit. Go to wherever the ELCA is. Turtle gifting a membership. Oh, Dong Watch. We got a Dong Watch. Turtle gifting a membership to Tree Man. No offense to you, Tree Man. I'm sure you're a wonderful guy, but we were hoping that it would be the dong that got it. Return Trip says, dude, this is a psyop. What else could it be? Trump 1 says, that's a Jezebel. Right? What does ELCA mean? Evangelical Lutheran Church of America. I know Lutherans, and the ELCA is looked at as the pussy church, and the Missouri Synod is like, you fucking listen to God or I'll kick the shit out of you. I mean, not quite those words. 09 Canyon says Luther wrote most of the 99 Theses, or however many there are, while on their equivalent of a toilet. He was chronically constipated. That is actually true. If you look that up, Martin Luther wrote the 99 Thesis on the shitter. Which, I'm not going to fault him for. A lot of people get good work done on the toilet. Not Elvis, but some of them. Members in the ELCA. How many do they have? 2.68 million. Members in the Missouri Synod. 1.7 million. Okay. All right. So the numbers are relatively close. Members in the Catholic Church. How we doing? How many do we fucking have? Just give me a goddamn number. How many people are Catholic? 1.41 billion. Eat my Catholic ass. I probably shouldn't say that. Probably should not say that. Are the Catholics alone bigger than the Muslims? 1.41 billion Catholics. How many people are Muslim? Ah, fuck, there's over 2 billion. I think we got the air superiority, though. We could probably still take them. ELCA had a schism a few years ago. Some broke off into, I think, the LCA. Oh, there's another one? God damn. How many members in the... Oh, if we get the Anglicans back into the Catholic Church, maybe we can beat the Muslims. How many Anglicans are there? Ooh, 100 million. Yeah, that ain't going to do it. That ain't going to get us over the top. How about the Baptists? I know they ain't coming in, but how many... They bring the singing, though. They got the singing voices. How many Baptists are there in the world? Yeah, 100 million. You guys just ain't getting it. Lutherans ain't getting it. Baptists ain't getting it. Shit. How many Lutherans are there? 80 million. Yeah, you guys ain't shit. What was it? 1.4 billion Catholics? What is the second biggest Christian denomination? What is the second biggest Christian denomination? Because Catholics are smoking you. Oh, the Eastern Orthodox Church. Oh, Eastern Orthodox has got 200 million. That is nothing. All of Protestantism together is 800 million people. Dude, what do we even bother with these guys for? Get back into the Catholic Church right fucking now. All right? Anglicans are way too gay for the Catholic Church. You know what? It's good that I'm Christian again. It's good that I'm, back admiring, old Jesus Christ. They need me. They really do. The Catholic Church needs me because I think they've been too timid. I think they've allowed a lot of treason. I think they've allowed a lot of bullshit, and I think they've allowed themselves to get bullied a lot. Here's what I need the Catholics to do. I'll fight your battles. I'll take up the flaming sword. We'll get them all back in line. You got to stop fucking around with the kids because it really does make me mad. I really hate that. Like, I really want to, bring the justice of the Lord to the people who do shit like that. So you gotta stop doing that with the priests, okay? Got to throw out all the gay priests that are doing that to the kids. Let the current priests get married. God loves marriage. You got to let them get married and have a house and a pool. Well, not a pool yet. Not until they prove that they can get rid of the fucking urges. Okay, how about this? We ban them from having pools, but we let them get married to women. That's not bad. It's not bad. All right, guys, we got to get out of here. Thank you very much for another amazing week, another perfect week for the toe, and 21 memberships away from 600, an all-time record. We'll see how many expirations we have tomorrow, but I think during Rumble Friday, we might be able to hit that all-time record again of 600. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and we'll talk to you soon.